Up, everybody? It's Stephen Williams, founder and president of the creditrepairshop.com. Obviously, I'm not in my office. Had to go and get some dental work done, and I had a few moments here, and I wanted to go over some stuff that was coming across from my email. Let's first, we're going to talk about the debt being released in the market, some new portfolios, and then we're going to answer some questions, and I'm going to talk a little bit at the beginning about motivating yourself, about looking at the goal more than the ups and downs or the work that has to be done to get to that goal. Um, and the reason why I want to go through this is because people are having a hard time. People are having tough times right now, either with job, medical, family, people that they care about they're having hard times, so they kind of feel depressed about it. And I want to wake you up if you are in this situation. Uh you the only way, at least the only way that I know, the way that I was taught, the way that I've gotten results, is that if you're going to make it through something tough, you have to have your eyes on the end result. No, that doesn't mean that you disregard the hard work. No, that doesn't mean it's not going to be painful. No, it doesn't mean there's not going to be ups and downs. No, it doesn't mean you're not going to fail and then fail forward to get to where you want to be. But you have to be willing to, number one, know that it's going to be hard to get to where you have never been before. If I told you to get up and walk into your living room, you could do that probably with your eyes closed from wherever you're sitting right now, if you're not in your living room, to walk into another room. You can imagine your home. If you close your eyes, you can see the map of the layout in your mind. But if you have never been somewhere, you are trying to repair your credit, you're trying to get out of debt, and you have medical issues going on, you have loss of income issues going on, not sure about how your children are going to get educated. You have all of this uncertainty in your mind building up, and then you are also trying to work on your credit because you know that for you to be able to move forward in the future, you got to have good credit. That's right in our faces that this is a credit society. But how do you handle that? And then you try to keep yourself focused on the goal. How do you manage that? Well, most people manage that by handing it off to a company like mine and letting us do the work. But what tends to happen to people is that then they put that pressure, it's like they throw that whole big pressure pot onto the people that's trying to help them. And they're not understanding that you still are going to go through the ups and downs. It's just that you have someone else that is doing the, so to speak, the heavy lifting. But regardless of who's doing the heavy lifting, the ups and downs are still there. The anxiety is still there. The trouble that you go through with loss of income, medical, family, the kids, that's all still there. So you have to learn to manage everything about success, and everything that you do in life is going to come down to how you manage the frustration. I was having a conversation with my wife today, and if some of you know that she's going to be having a lung transplant, and they want her to gain more weight, and she's been gaining weight. Thanks to everyone that sent in different ideas and recipes. But we've got it down, and she's been gaining consistently 1 to 2 pounds a week. But the doctor said, no matter what, I want the tube placed. They call it a G tube, placed in her stomach and intestines to constantly still feed her, even when she's not eating. Now, you could either, what I told her is to focus on the outcome, don't focus on what you have to do to get to the outcome. Because if you constantly focus on that, it's going to blow it up. Number one, it's going to blow up because you're going to be putting into the universe that you want something not to happen your way. And number two, you're going to think that it's too hard to do because you're constantly thinking about what has to be done to get there rather than letting things happen to get you there. And that happens for everything across the board in life. It doesn't matter if you're dealing with your credit, doesn't matter if you're dealing with your debt, it doesn't matter if you're dealing with something like my wife to get a lung transplant. The path to success, the path to get to where you have never been, is not something that you know how to do. So you have to have faith. And the only way that you're going to have, the only way you're going to have constant faith is to have yourself constantly looking at the goal. No one knows how long it's going to take to do anything for anybody. Nobody knows it. No doctor on my wife's end, no lawyer to do something if you've been accused of something, and no credit repair company that's trying to repair your credit, and no debt relief company that's trying to help you get out of debt. No one can give you a definite time frame. We can only give you a framework of we're doing this and outcomes can happen, but you cannot give someone a full definite time frame. And I say all of this because I need everyone to understand. And I'm not talking about people that are my customer. I'm talking about just people in general. I read a lot of comments of people and I see what you're going through. I feel what you're going through. I went through it. In 1994 to 1999, my wife and I were $300,000 in debt. And if I would have went into that $300,000 in debt, thinking that it was going to take a couple of weeks or a couple of months or 1 year, I would have failed. But what I did is we had our mind constantly on the outcome of where we wanted to be, and it took us 4 years. 4 years. And I teach these things to you on these videos, exactly the mindset that it took and what we had to do to get there. And I can tell you that it's a 90-10, 90-10. 90% was the mindset, 10% was the actual physical things that we had to do. Because you have to flip your mind around to say, number one, I'm going to get out of it. And number two, no matter what it takes. And we didn't ask the question about what it takes. We just had a plan, and then whatever had to change in that plan as we went, we allowed it to change. I wouldn't be sitting right here with the confidence that I have. And not only what I tell you, but the confidence in what I'm trying to tell you, that you have the power. You have the power inside of you. I'm just shining the light on you so you can shine. That's what I do. I'm I'm on YouTube, but I'm just a flashlight because you have the power. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Uh, the first debt portfolio, $5.3 million. Average charge, average charge-off date, 2006. Can you believe that they're trying to sell a credit card debt that was 2006? Only one state has a 15-year statute of limitations, but that state does not allow that for credit card debt. That state did not allow that for credit card debt because credit card debt is considered federal. It's a federal banks that issue credit cards. So it's not even 15 years for this type of debt. Um, Average balance $1,691. They're selling it for $5,300. Pennies like 0.00000 on pennies on the dollar. National in all 50 states. Um, you know what we do when we get this, but let me do the rundown. Number one, well, first let me talk about the other portfolio, and then we'll get into what to do. This one here is $39 million. They did not put the price that they're going to sell it for. 28,000 plus accounts. Average charge-off date 2008. $1,380 is the average balance. I'm not sure if I've said that one before, but maybe. Here was another one, $9.2 million. They're even telling you the selling price is 0.0009, 0.0009 cents on the dollar. To let you know what 1 cent would be, it would be 0.01, would be 1 cent. This is 0.0009, $9.2 million. 6,151 accounts. I think I mentioned this one because it has that word zombie on there. That means that this is like zombie debt. Code word. Zombie debt means that people don't have to legally pay this debt. National group of credit cards, $1,497 average balance. Let's look at the next one here. I think I mentioned this one before, but it's $3 million. National bank credit just from this one bank. Now they're doing two portfolios, one for 3 million, one for 2 million. Charge off date 2009. I think I mentioned this one before. And I think I mentioned this one, $25.4 million, 17,000 accounts, average balance 1483. They're selling this one for $17,000. 17,000. So they're basically selling it for $1 per account. That's what they're trying to do on that one. So now let's go into what you do when you get the debt demand letter. Well, first, let's even back it up. How do they even find you? If you've moved and went around and your forwarding for your mail is all done, I think that only lasts for 6 months. How do they find you? They use skip tracing from either TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. They all have a skip tracing membership for businesses or debt collectors that are trying to find people who owe them money. They put your information in there. It figures out if you could potentially be that individual. Then once they feel confident, they might look and see that you're paying your bills, got a credit card, maybe own a home, do you got a car? Are you making okay money? Look at your job. And then they say, oh, this could potentially be that person. But they sometimes don't know 100%. They send a demand letter out, and you have 30 days to respond to that letter. Now, there's a free letter below this video that if you get any of these debts, you automatically have send them a statute of limitations letter, a cease collection activities. The free letter is below this video. I'm not even going to say what's on that letter. Go and click below this video. You'll get that letter, and you'll also get a debt validation letter, a free debt validation letter. Those letters are worth, just say hundreds of dollars, because it can save you hundreds of dollars and potentially thousands of dollars. I just showed on another video, we sent a debt validation letter to a debt collector, and they sent back to the client, we're going to cease all collection activities. They wanted to get $1,100 and I think $1,184 from them. So by sending out the right letter, and the debt was not past statute of limitations, but they sent the correct debt validation letter, debt collector said, we're not going to come after you. Forget the $1,100 and something dollars. It's over. And that customer needs to keep that letter, because if they try to sell it over to someone else, you have that letter, and then you put them into a situation where they're going to have to pay you $1,000 for that violation. So click below here to get the letter, but let me go through the process. Step number one, you need to find out if it's past statute of limitations. If you don't know, go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com, in my blog at the bottom, click the blog. and then type in statute of limitations. It'll pop up. You can see what statute of limitations for your state. Some states have a different one. It'll be in the fourth column for credit card debt. If it's past statute of limitations, just use letter number 1 that I'm giving you for free. If it is not past statute of limitations to legally collect, but it's sold to a debt collector, then you need to use letter number 2, and you need to do that before the 30 days run out. Send it certified mail just in case they try to play like they didn't get it, because we're seeing what's going on with the mail right now. They could use that as an excuse. So you send that out. I would say 9 times out of 10, it's going to be over with. You're not going to have to pay it. So again, those letters below this video, click the link. It's going to ask you for your email to make sure that you're a real person. And then it's going to take you over to where you can get the letter. It's going to be emailed directly to you. Now, let's answer some questions. Someone said that should they opt out of LexisNexis before sending their letters out to do their credit repair? That is up to you. We usually do the lockout of LexisNexis when it's something to do with bankruptcy, any public records type stuff, because that's where they're really pulling it from. The other stuff, they're going to send it to the furnisher. They're going to send that information to the furnisher that put the information on your credit reports. This one here, what to do when the collection sends you a statement, no contract, no signed contract, just statements. This, you have to resubmit the debt validation, and then you just change it up a little bit and say, by the way, Mr. Debt Collector, Miss Debt Collector, you forgot to send me this. Could you please send that? And then what you should do again is you should send that certified mail, so they can't pretend. But they might try to still take you to court, but you'll have the proof that you sent them the request to send you everything. And then the judge will look over at them and say, Mr. or Mrs. Debt Collector, where's the rest of the stuff they asked for? So you can substantiate this debt. And of course, you will have to do your answers, though. So it's not going to be as simple, because you're going to have to answer the allegations in the court summons. And you might be saying, well, how do I answer the allegations of the court summons? Well, I have a video on that here, but we also have a new service that we're offering to people that are not credit repair customers, that you can get your court responses and a defense and a motion to strike the evidence all drafted for you to submit pro se. You can do that. Now, let me tell you though, don't send that over to me if you have to go to court in the next few days. We can't do it that fast. We do them first come, first serve. Here's another one. Person experiencing a problem with Santander. They're saying that the dealerships, everybody is just doing them wrong. And even if you had the incriminating evidence, or they can't get the incriminating evidence because they're concealing it, which is something that some people have said that they've asked for stuff. I had a young lady that said she submitted for information about her payments, and the people that she pays payments to did not want to send her the information, and it's been more than a year. So what I say is you need to do a demand letter, consumer complaint, get them on the phone, because they won't talk to anyone else. And even if you have a lawyer that in your area that's representing you, they're not going to talk to them by phone. They're going to still want to do everything by mail and in writing. Trust me, we're dealing with a lot of people with this. As a matter of fact, you can see what they did to the attorney generals. You saw what game they played on them, so you can see that the game, their lawyers know how to play the game. A lot of people saying thank you for the videos. Thank you for watching them. Someone said, how do you write a demand letter for time barred? This is on the statute of limitations video. Below this video, you can get that free letter. I'm writing it for you. Let's see here. Someone said, technically abandoned at the time. I wrote them and sent them a letter to Delaware Courthouse. They never came and got the car, so technically it's an abandoned in a way, yes. Went to arbitration. I sent 8 demand letters and all the executives and officers, and also faxed Santander. This is what they did. This is a person being very proactive, very good. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. We have attorney generals that are telling people, "Hey, we done with this. Uh, we're done with it. Contact Santander. Contact Rusk. The squeaky wheel gets the oil." And this person, Ronald, if you don't mind me saying your name, that's what you got to do. You do the demand letter, you send it over and over and over again. You, if you can afford to take them to court, take them to court. If you can't, file complaints against them. Do all types of stuff. I guarantee something's going to happen. I can't guarantee what will happen, but I guarantee you something's going to happen. You're going to get a call one day, and they're going to be wanting to work something out with you. Let's see. A lot of people say that the vehicles that they purchased when they were with the dealers, that those vehicles were just, and I quote their words, trash. And you know, a lot of people are saying that they got their postcard in the mail, and that they're getting the 240 some dollars. A lot of people saying that they're getting that. Next step is to make sure that the information is taken off your credit reports. A lot of people saying that uh, just that the attorney generals are just basically just really disregarding a lot of stuff when they call them. All right, so I'm going to end the video here. If you need help with your credit, please visit thecreditrepairshop.com. If you need your credit reports, I would really appreciate it if you go to my website, the number 3scores.com. Those links are right here, pasted on the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We are going to be ramping up the videos. I'm freed up a lot of my time now to where I can do the videos, get the information out to you. We are going to just tell you some upcoming stuff. We're going to be going heavy into the debt relief industry. I'm going to be opening up the doors, letting you know what that whole industry is all about. Also with mortgage modifications and auto modifications. These companies are going to be popping up, and well, some of them have already been around, but I want you to be fully aware of what you're dealing with when you get involved with either debt relief company that help you pay off unsecured either credit card debt or unsecured debt, automobile modification companies, and also mortgage modification. So this is Stephen Williams, founder and president of thecreditrepairshop.com. Thank you, and until next time.